Day 25, checking in. Last night I continued to deteriorate. I ran a bit of a fever overnight, and in the morning today it was really hard to get up. I still did manage to do my morning shift, although I luckily had a bit of extra help, so got it all done faster. And apart from that, I've just put everything else on hold. I'm just focusing on resting and recovering from this as soon as possible. It's really knocked the wind out of me. Very tired, very weak. Illness is never fun, but it's one of those things in life that can happen from time to time. Overall, I've had a pretty good run these past few years, with the exception of I had a bit of a flu earlier this year. I've not been properly sick in years. I've really been pushing myself very hard this year, and I'm very happy with all the progress that I've made, but this is probably a sign that I need to also make sure to take care of myself, take it easy, and not push myself too hard all the time. Also take some time to really relax and also enjoy what I've accomplished, as opposed to constantly trying to push myself beyond my limits. I mean, self-improvement, all of that, it's great, but I think it's also important not to get caught into the dogma too much. Like, actually take some time to live a little, and by that I don't mean indulge in addictions or negative behaviors. I just mean and take time to enjoy the simple things in life. Like, we don't always have to be super ultra productive. Sometimes just sitting and doing nothing is really what's best for us. Spending some time in contemplation, or even just doing something else that you enjoy, whether it might be researching a certain topic, reading a book, going out in nature, deepening your religious or spiritual practice, whatever it is that you do. Taking time for the simpler things in life, that can sometimes be very rewarding. And this is, I guess, a reminder for me to do that. I've been spending a lot of spare time reading, catching up on that. And apart from that, just resting up. And in the morning I was quite nauseous and just delirious, but yeah, it was good. It was probably good for me to get up and moving a little bit. Since then I felt quite a bit better. So perfect temperature today, perfect weather conditions. So I'm just outside soaking up a bit of vitamin D, getting the sun. Life is good, apart from damned illness or flu. It basically is turned into a flu at this point. Lost my sense of taste. I can't taste much of anything. My nose is a bit clearer, luckily. Throat's still a bit scratchy, but it's mostly better. At the moment it's just fatigue really that's bothering me. I hope I'll get better soon. Just focus on recovering, and yeah, I'm sure in no time I'll be back to my usual self. We'll get back on the grind, and yeah, apart from that, keep checking in, stay strong. Day 26. Today I feel much better. Seem to finally be well on the road to recovery. Yesterday afternoon was horrendous going into the evening. I started to feel this intense fatigue that I hadn't felt before so far. Decided, I'll just lie down for a few hours. But still done the morning shift all these mornings, and yeah, after that yesterday I was still doing some other stuff. So I decided, alright, well, let's take a bit of a rest. I sort of felt I was finally getting through the worst of it. And yeah, I had a slight fever the night before, but nothing too serious. And yesterday afternoon I got absolutely hammered by just a horrendous fever. I was just in bed the whole afternoon going into the evening, and I could not move. My stomach was aching, I couldn't eat anything, and I had a bit of soup in the evening, but all my sense of taste had gone, which it's still mostly gone. But thankfully I had a good sleep, and I woke up today feeling much better, much more refreshed. I was able to get up, get to work, do this morning shift, and I didn't take any Panadol or painkillers or anything like that. So that's a good sign that I was able to get up and do stuff without having to resort to that, which I don't like doing, as I've mentioned. Now I definitely think I'm through the worst of it. Yesterday afternoon was the peak. Still a bit wobbly on my feet. I found myself bumping into a few things and just, yeah, cursing and just, it's not fun. But the good news is I'm feeling much better. I'm still, of course, going to take it easy. Today I would say I'm going to still spend the rest of the day just relaxing, taking it easy. But apart from that, I think, especially from tomorrow onwards, I think I should slowly be getting back into my old routine. I was able to do my morning meditation today, which does include some light stretching, which I was not able to do these last few days. So getting back into the routine. I would say still not going to be able to do my workout today. I've been just walking at moving as much as I possibly can, which I've been counting as a workout. Because yeah, of course, when you're sick like that, you can only do what you can do. You gotta accept the situation as it comes, take it day by day, hour by hour when it comes to things like this, and put your recovery first. I do feel like I've gotten over this much faster than I would have otherwise, because otherwise I would have just been trying to force myself to constantly keep on going. I always find it difficult in the past to stay still, and somehow I've just been allowing myself just to lie in bed and just recover. So that's been really good. And of course, getting as much sunlight as possible, drinking enough. Morning shift is all done. I just let the cows go. They're making their way down the road now. I've got to quickly go down there, make sure they don't actually go past the gate. Usually they're pretty good at taking themselves down to where they need to go. And they sort of get into a routine and keep following it, but recently there's been a few culprits in the herd that have really led them astray. So I'm gonna go down there quickly, make sure it's all done. But man, I'm glad this morning's done. It's been rough. These cows have been really playing up today, trying to take advantage of me being in my weakened state, but I'm not going to let them do that any longer. They think they've got the best of me, but no, they won't defeat me. Haha. Let's go. Where they're meant to go in, which usually they do, but see, yeah, going in. But the rest of them, they've all continued past, and yeah, we're going to turn them around. What are you doing up here? Get in there and eat the oats. What are you doing? Turn around, go, up. Bubble. Oh, bien. Oh, I think they've transferred the sign, or it might have already been down. Oh, bien. There's the farm stay where I currently live most of the time when I'm not at the lock. And you can see there's one straggler up there who's slowly making her way down here to rejoin the herd. Right, let's go get her. Yeah, this one is a very sad story behind this cow. She's limping a little bit slow on her feet. She was actually meant to be a new mother. She gave birth to a bull calf last night, but sadly the bull calf did not survive yeah, it was all twisted up inside of her, and yeah, luckily the guy I work for who owns this place, runs the whole thing, had arrived back, so he had to help her he had to help pull it out of her. And yeah, luckily she survived the birthing, but the bull calf didn't, so we've got a dead calf on our hands. And yeah, while me and this other worker were just here running the place, there was a sick calf which sadly also had passed away just yesterday. So yeah, we've had the deaths of 2 calves on our hands recently, which it's always sad, but it's a reality of being out here, and especially when you've got livestock, when you've got farm animals, that's the reality of the situation. You're going to have death, and death is a sometimes very grim reality, sad but very prevalent part of nature, and it really shows that sometimes we're powerless over these situations, and you just have to accept what nature throws at you. Come on, Maggie, almost there. Almost there. It'll be good for her to rejoin the herd, which she's been away for a few days, and get a drink of water, get some oats into her, recover. It's kind of been easy, but yeah, luckily she's still alive and somewhat well. Come on, Maggie. It's okay, Maggie. Had some chicken soup for breakfast, and yeah, now I'm just taking it easy for the rest of the day, doing a few simple things around the house. This has honestly been an amazing journey, just this short time doing this dopamine fast. I mean, my dopamine levels are probably as low as they can go at the moment, being stuck in this illness, not being able to do much of anything. It's now time to slowly get back on track, get back on the grind, keep moving forward, but at the same time, of course, continue to take care of myself and not overexert myself. I mean, it's great to push yourself and see how far you can go, but I think it's also important just to take enough time to allow yourself to recover, whether it be from injury, illness. It's also a reminder that, you know, illness, potentially even death, injury can strike at any time, and just a reminder to be grateful for every day that we do have, and also the fact that health really does equal wealth, our ability to create, our ability to enjoy this life that we have been given. And the reason I mentioned death was because, yeah, just very sadly, in the last few days we've lost 2 calves out here. One of them was the one that I mentioned before, and the other one, there was a calf that was sick for the past few days while the owner was away. And yeah, the other worker and I have been trying to get it back to health, and like it was really weak, so I would go in twice a day just to make sure just to help it stand up and get it drinking some water, giving it a bottle of milk, just getting weaker day by day. And it was on death's door, and the guy got back, and yeah, we decided it was the best to put it out of its misery. So yeah, he got his rifle out and to end that life. And it's always sad to witness death. And I mean, since I've moved out here to the country, I've seen death quite a bit, especially of animals. And you know, I eat meat. I have no qualms with killing animals for food, but at the same time, I don't like to see any form of life suffering. I do care for animals. Seeing any form of suffering like what that calf was going through, it's really, really sad to see. And I guess with me having this illness and witnessing some things like that, it's just a reminder to be grateful for every single day, make the best of every day, and rather than wasting our lives in worrying about letting ourselves get to that state of the life being sucked out of us, it's a reminder to live every single day, like truly live, be grateful for the gift of life that we have, and don't waste it. Anyway, that's my message for today. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, like the video, all of that, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Ciao.